In this provider training video, we will demonstrate how to assess item GG0170L walking 10 feet on uneven surfaces, using two different coding scenarios. Remember, this item is coded at both the admission and discharge. Walking 10 feet on uneven surfaces is defined as the ability to walk 10 feet on uneven or sloping surfaces, indoor or outdoor, such as turf or gravel. Let's assess Ms. Carlson's admission performance for walking 10 feet on uneven surfaces to accurately code GG0170L. Ms. Carlson has been newly admitted, and a nurse is completing the assessment of the section GG items. The nurse explains to Ms. Carlson the activity of walking 10 feet on an uneven surface. You see Ms. Carlson attempting to walk on an uneven surface. Ms. Carlson requires oxygen, and the nurse assists by carrying her oxygen concentrator. Due to balance problems, Ms. Carlson also requires a walker and a gait belt. The nurse finds that Ms. Carlson is having difficulty maneuvering the walker over the uneven surface. In addition, she starts having trouble achieving enough foot clearance to complete the forward swing of her right foot and leg. The nurse assists by supporting Ms. Carlson's trunk with the gait belt and bearing minimal weight to help Ms. Carlson achieve the full forward swing of her right foot and leg. This assistance allows Ms. Carlson to safely complete the 10 feet of distance. How would you code Ms. Carlson's admission performance for GG0170L walking 10 feet on uneven surfaces? Code 06, independent. Code 05, setup or cleanup assistance. Code 04, supervision or touching assistance. Code 03, partial moderate assistance. Code 02, substantial maximal assistance. Or Code 01, dependent. The correct answer for Ms. Carlson's admission performance for GG0170L walking 10 feet on uneven surfaces is Code 03, partial moderate assistance. Partial moderate assistance is defined as when a helper does less than half of the effort. The helper lifts, holds, or supports the patient's or resident's trunk or limbs, but provides less than half the effort. Ms. Carlson required the nurse to provide less than half of the effort in order to walk 10 feet on an uneven surface due to weakness and shortness of breath. As a result, you would code this item 03, partial moderate assistance. After admission, in many circumstances, a patient or resident will receive nursing and/or therapy services with the goal of improving functional status. An assessment of functional status related to mobility is typically completed at discharge. Now let's review a second coding example, assessing Ms. Carlson's discharge performance for walking 10 feet on an uneven surface in order to accurately code GG0170L. Ms. Carlson is now ready for discharge, and a nurse is completing the assessment of the section GG items. He explains to Ms. Carlson the activity of walking 10 feet on an uneven surface. You see Ms. Carlson using a walker as she attempts to walk on an uneven surface. Now that Ms. Carlson is stronger, she can carry her oxygen in her walker basket as she ambulates. The nurse assists, standing by as Ms. Carlson walks over the uneven surface. At one point as she ambulates over the uneven surface, Ms. Carlson stops to catch her breath and momentarily rests. The nurse checks in with Ms. Carlson to ensure she is able to continue and provides light touching assistance as Ms. Carlson completes the activity. How would you code Ms. Carlson's discharge performance for GG0170L walking 10 feet on uneven surfaces? Code 06, independent. Code 05, setup or cleanup assistance. Code 04, supervision or touching assistance. Code 03, partial moderate assistance. Code 02, substantial maximal assistance. Or Code 01, dependent. The correct answer for Ms. Carlson's discharge performance for GG0170L walking 10 feet on uneven surfaces is 04, supervision or touching assistance. Supervision or touching assistance is defined as when the helper provides verbal cues and/or touching, steadying, and/or contact guard assistance as the patient or resident completes the activity. Assistance may be provided throughout the activity or intermittently. In this scenario, the nurse assessed Ms. Carlson's discharge performance for walking 10 feet on uneven surfaces. The nurse had to provide supervision and touching assistance to enable the patient or resident to complete the activity. Beyond this assistance, no physical support or instruction was provided by the nurse. Due to the supervision needed to complete the activity, GG0170L walking 10 feet on uneven surfaces would be coded 04, supervision or touching assistance. This video demonstrated coding for item GG0170L, walking 10 feet on uneven surfaces, based on the type and amount of assistance provided by a nurse to complete the activity. The video captured a patient's or resident's performance at admission and then at discharge. In these scenarios, Ms. Carlson demonstrated improved performance in this mobility activity. The first scenario demonstrated an example of Code 03, partial, moderate assistance. The second scenario provided an example of Code 04, supervision or touching assistance. We hope you found this video helpful. For more information on coding section GG, refer to your settings-specific guidance manual, which can be found on the CMS website.